So we're gonna sit up tall and we'll close our eyes and just begin to notice our breath. And let's bring our focus to the inside of the physical body and the outside of the physical body and watch how they complement each other. In regards to the breath. And we're gonna allow ourselves to come through into a deeper breath, but we're gonna practice single nostril breathing today. So first, let's just begin to develop a deeper breath. We're going to bless our practice and kind of step into mentally and also with our feeling the sound of Om to help really give meaning to our practice. So that sound that is, it's a seed sound. It's like an original sound, and it's a sound that connects all of life. So we're going to take a breath in through the nose. The single nostril breathing to help really calm the mind and open up the cavities in the face and the head. So you can use thumb and pinky, or you can use thumb and ring finger by closing the first and the second finger. It's your choice. And then I'll show you a little trick or two here or there. So we're going to start by blocking the right nostril and inhaling through the left nostril. Block the left and exhale through the right. Go all the way down to the belly. Now inhale through the right. All the way up to the chest. Close the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Now, if you're having any issues with the opening of the nasal passages, what you can do, so inhale through the right, is use the other hand, to physically open the nostril. So you'll close one nostril and then you'll press into the one that you want to open and then push it, pull away from the nostril. And you can do that even if you don't have a blockage and you're going to experience a more opening there. Use the hand in any way you need to accomplish that. Keep going just a little longer, exhaling through one nostril and then inhaling through the same and then switch. And then we're going to release this and just allow ourselves to sit in that physical calm that we've created that's going to affect the mental sense of calm, the emotional sense of calm. When we work on breath or on prana, specifically on the energetic body in the way that we did, that affects physical and the non-physical. So just sitting that calm for another moment. And then we'll keep that experience going as we move through the body. So let's shift over to hands and knees. Forgot to mention to keep props close by as always, especially for this class. So from hands and knees, let's begin to move through cat-cow, inhaling, belly sinking. And maybe you want to sink into the shoulder girdle for a little bit, and then exhale, pull away from the mat and also the shoulder girdle. So we'll continue cat-cow, but exploring. Sometimes maybe you sink into the shoulder girdle, and sometimes you stay lifted out of it. Maybe something else occurs. Maybe hips start to move side to side or in circles. Just give some free movement. We're going to go through 2 minutes of just free motion on hands and knees. So maybe it turns into something else completely for you. Breathing deeply as you move through. Maybe 3 more breaths. And then we're going to meet in a neutral spine. Let's come off of the hands and find the fingertips. So just giving the wrists a rest for a moment and then giving some strength to the fingers, giving them a little challenge. I think we're going to stretch the wrists here too. So then let's come down to the palms and then turn the fingers to face back. Palms down on the mat. And if you need a little bit more, if you want to kind of check in and go extra stretch and then pull away from the stretch, then you just move the hips forward and back. Maybe just keep them back. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. Turn the hands to face forward, roll over the toes, come to seated on the heels. Just for a moment, we're going to bring the tops of the hands down, fingers face back again. And then when you're ready, just put a little bit more weight down towards the wrists. You can lift the hips a little to get less. And then we'll release and bring the palms back down. Okay, so we're going to be balancing, but we'll be doing it on hands and knees. And this can be quite challenging for people. So we want to see what we need to activate. We need the arms to be straight, the palms down, the fingers spread wide. So there's balance between the two hands. They look exactly the same. Then we'll go ahead and inhale, lift the right leg behind and press through the heel. And we need to have this right leg not flimsy. It needs to be completely active. That's why we're pushing through the heel, because that means we're flexing the foot. Now you could point the foot too, but I find that that doesn't give me the same amount of support in this. So I'm flexing the foot, and I could feel that right glute really active. And then we'll start to shift the weight into the right hand, and notice that the left knee is also supporting left thigh, and then take the left arm forward into a spinal balance. We have to make sure that the left knee and the left hip line up, and the right elbow, shoulder, and wrist all line up. Now, about 5 times, we'll exhale, knee to elbow underneath the chest as we bring the head down. And then inhale, extend. And if the arm gets tired or the wrist gets tired, you can do this on the right forearm. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling. Inhale. I think that was 5. We're going to extend and then bring the left palm down and switch to the left hand and pick up the right hand. Now the right hand was bearing a lot of weight, so we're going to lift it up as we keep the right leg lifted and move the right hand in circles. Now check in and see if you need to bring the left foot slightly to the left to help with balance. You want to do that. And keep moving the right hand around. Now maybe you can pick up the left palm and come to the left fingertips. Start to just kind of straighten the right arm, the right wrist. Maybe lift the right leg a little higher. Let's take 2 more breaths, give ourselves a little challenge. Exhale, bring the right hand down, left palm down, right knee down, and pick up the right arm again. Now separate the knees a little bit. Pick up the right arm, and then let's thread the needle, taking right arm underneath left, all the way down to right shoulder, right side of the face. Straighten the right arm, pull that right shoulder back. Left palm down, inhale the right arm back upwards. And then we'll bring the right hand down. Come back to hands and knees where the knees are underneath the hips so we can come into spinal balance. So we have palms down, fingers spread, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Pick up the left leg behind, press through the heel. Another thing here is if the leg is too high, it's going to be hard to balance because the back's going to be all unlevel, and that will be a problem. So we're going to drop the left hip and then kind of scoop the belly up a little bit. Shift the weight to the left palm, and then when you're ready, pick up the right arm, taking it forward. Palm can be down or off to the left. All right, 5 times, exhaling knee to elbow, lowering the head with them. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling, bending. Just the activity in the core. After those 5, we bring the right palm down, pick up the left arm, keeping the left leg risen. And again, you might be able to keep the right foot where it was, or you might need to shift it to the right a little bit. So from here, move the left hand in circles. Don't let the left leg get lazy. You want to keep it active. That might mean flexing. You could also kind of push through the toes. And then you might let that left hand get a little bit more still. Rise up to the right fingertips. Keep the left leg risen. Maybe you need to give it a little boost. Modified side plank with a few extra little touches. One more deep breath. Exhale. Left hand down, palms down, knee down, and then we'll spread the knees a little bit. Pick up the left arm. Exhale, thread the arm through, all the way down. Straighten up the left arm, and then pull it back. It's a little bit more effective in relieving tension around that left shoulder blade and the shoulder. Another deep breath. And we'll have that right hand come down. Inhale, lift the left arm upward. We're going to come into downward facing dog for a few breaths. And actually today I do want to use a block for a couple things at least, and potentially for your downward facing dog. So if you have a block on hand or something about as high as a block, you'll find your downward facing dog, and then you'll get the head to rest on that block. And it's not necessary, but it's just sometimes nice to change things up a little bit, experience them differently. Well, we'll have at least 5 more breaths here, so a little time for some exploration and motion. And move the block if you were using it, and then we're going to be stepping the right foot forward. If you like, you can take the right leg up first, and then we'll step it forward. Bring the left knee down. So we're going to come into a low lunge. Keep the hands down. Maybe see if you can keep the palms down, and if that's difficult, then you would bring blocks to the hand. Keeping the left knee far back behind the left hip, and then lifting the head and the heart a little bit. Take a few more breaths. And we'll come out of this. So you can reverse out if you'd like. Come back into your downward facing dog. And then we'll go into the left side. So however you came into the right, come into the left. Left foot steps forward. Right knee comes down and behind the hip. Right, left knee stays over left ankle. Palms down on mat or blocks. And then lifting the heart. A breath or two. And we'll go ahead and reverse out. So come down to the knees, and we're going to find a heart chakra posture and then move to the belly. So from hands and knees, slide the palms forward. You can keep the head lifted and look forward, or you can bring the forehead to the mat or to a block, but keep the forearms lifted and allowing yourself to feel the opening from maybe from the wrist all the way to the armpit, maybe even into the chest. Sending the heart down on every exhalation. One more breath, maybe a nice clearing breath, relieving mind and body of tension as you exhale out through the mouth. And then rise up, but then just come forward to the belly. We're going to keep the forearms forward, actually. A little forward. We have the chest lifted. And here we're kind of in a sphinx posture, but we're going to move into a little bit of a, I don't know, a nice back bend, but to help open up the thigh a little bit more in the hip flexor. So we're going to bend the right leg and then take the right hand to the right foot. And so you're going to feel some extra strengthening here. Just notice what it's like with right hand to right foot. Now see if you can take the right shoulder back a little bit. And then let's relax this. Bring the right hand down, relax the right leg, and we'll go into the other side. So we have to bring some weight over to the right elbow, pick up the left lower leg, and then hold it with the left hand. So you can do a few things. You can pull the leg in. We're going to do this again. You can pull it in, or you can keep it pushing into the hand, a little bit of both. Make sure you at least get a little bit of both. So we're in the first set. I think we're going to take 3 sets total. And then exhale, release. Come down to the forehead, straighten the arms, relax the legs. And then rise up again, propping the chest up with the elbows. Bend the right knee, right hand to right foot. And then again, second set. So either drawing it in or pushing it out. Bring your mind to those parts of the body that's active. active and they're working. They're keeping the body balanced. Relax this side and go into the other side. And we'll relax this side. Relax the whole body, forehead down, straighten the arms. Once again, prop the chest up, bring the elbows in. Take a hold of the right foot. Release into the other side. And we'll let go. Relax completely. Let the low back release, especially. That's where we were working quite a bit. And then let's stretch it. So we're going to bring hands down to the mat. Press your way up to a child's posture. Lowering the hips down, maybe separating the knees, lowering the trunk. Five deep breaths. For the last few breaths here, listen to that sound of Om internally. So inside of yourself, you could produce that sound. You can kind of open up to that sound that's existing already. Emptying completely on the next exhalation. You're going to rise on the inhalation. And let's find a downward facing dog again, maybe with the support of a block. I think this is particularly helpful for if we are looking at screens all the time and we're taking the chin too far forward and then elongating the back of the neck. This is nice because it prevents that extra lengthening in downward facing dog, though that itself has some nice benefits. One more breath. Remove the block if you're using it. And then we're going to come into a high lunge this time. So from downward facing dog, maybe you take that left or the right leg up. And then we'll be setting the right foot forward. Keep the back heel lifted this time. We're gonna stay down though. We'll have the fingers down, maybe the palms down, maybe blocks are used. Lift the heart and the head. So kind of like a runner's lunge. Press through the back heel. Now we're going to come out of this side. Maybe lift the right leg up. And then set the foot down. Left leg, maybe lifting and then stepping left foot forward. Same thing, high lunge here. But seeing if we can bring those palms down if possible. Not necessary, and of course you can even bring hands to the thigh if you'd like. When you're ready, take that left leg behind. Find a downward facing dog once again. We're gonna pick up the right leg, step the right foot forward, come back into a lunge, but now we're going to straighten the legs and step the left foot up a little bit so we can find an intense side stretch without having coming to a full standing position. So we're still folding over the right leg now, right straight leg, and left leg straight as well. And if it's difficult to maintain that, then you'll need to lift the trunk a little bit, maybe on blocks, maybe hands to hips. If you want to increase the stretch, you can bring a block to the toes, the right foot, and that way you'll find some flexion here and get into the calf and hamstrings a little bit more. And definitely increases the stretch. It might mean that you have to actually lift up a little bit. It might be difficult to keep hands down, whereas before it was easier. You have to compensate for the extra adjustment. Let's take about 5 more breaths. You can even just flex the foot, of course, without the block. Keep sending the right hip back, the left hip forward. Okay, we'll start to come out of this. So we'll return to downward facing dog. And then left leg steps forward. Same thing here, we'll step the right foot up a little bit, straighten both of the legs, all the toes facing forward. And then maybe we change the position to intensify it or de-intensify it, whatever you need. Maybe 3 or 4 breaths. Okay, we're going to start to come out of this. Back into downward facing dog. And then let's finally come to standing. So we're going to step the feet forward. Starting with our forward fold. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lower. And then rise all the way up to standing carefully with flat back or unrolling carefully. Reaching the arms upwards. Need a moment to readjust here, the blood flow changing. Bring palms together, thumbs to the heart center, and just standing tall for maybe 3 or 4 deep breaths. Maybe closing the eyes and noticing that just standing with the eyes closed requires a little bit more awareness in order to stay balanced. Now bring your awareness to the back of the body, so the back, the glutes, the back of the legs, even the back of the head, the neck. And then bring your awareness to the front of the body. Notice how they feel in relation to each other. Now bring your awareness to the left side body. So the left side of the neck, the head, the shoulder, the left arm, down the waist, sides of the legs, the hips. And then notice the right side of the body, right side body. Now hopefully you can sense that the front and the back sides of the body feel pretty good, feel pretty open, but the side bodies, not so much. So they're kind of like ready to do something. They want to balance with the rest of the body. So we need to take some side bends to help with that. So we'll step the feet apart. We'll start with a not so wide of a leg, just to the edges of the mat. And then we can reach the arms upwards on the inhale into an angle posture. Exhale, bend over to the right, keeping the waist long, and bring right hand down to the right leg. The left arm reaches up and over to the right. Now come back up to center, reach the arms upwards, bend over to the left, and then lower the left hand to the left leg, right arm up and over. And we'll inhale, rise back up to center, arms reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down, and we're going to approach the postures by sliding the hand down first. The right hand slides down the right leg, reach the left arm up and over. Now taking it to the right. So I find that this is more supportive. So feeling that lengthening, hopefully you feel it all the way below the waist, all the way towards the hip. Maybe you can even feel it down towards the knee and out through the hand. And then we'll inhale, rise up, slide the left hand down the left leg, reach the right arm up and over to the left. Inhale, come to center. And then let's separate the feet. So bring feet closer together first. Separate the feet much wider so you're along the mat. Let's turn the right toes to face forward, arms to a T, into extended triangle posture. First, come out of, I noticed I was collapsing my hip when I was already here. So I'm going to uncollapse and notice that when you do that, the trunk becomes longer and taller. And then from here, without trying to collapse into the hip, reach out with the right arm and then lower it down to the leg. Inhale the left arm. Look up past the left thumb. And then lengthen the neck. Press the left shoulder back. Maybe the right hand can lower down the leg without moving the trunk off to the left. You want it to stay over the right leg. And then we'll look down at the right foot to inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, pivot to the other side. Come out of that collapsion. And then we'll go ahead and lengthen, reach out the left arm, lower the left hand down, reach the right arm up. I'm looking up past the right thumb, shoulder back, neck long. We don't ever want to stay static in a posture, so, something has to be moving with every exhalation. So maybe it's simply like the arm, or you're feeling just a little bit more of a lift in the heart on every exhalation. On the inhalation, you're always finding that length. Or if possible, the left hand comes down the leg. As long as there's some sort of development in the posture, then it's not static. Even if it's your awareness alone. But we're fully engaged in one way or another, or in all ways if possible. And we'll exhale, look down at the left foot, rise up to standing, arms to a T. Exhale, hands to hips, and then we'll heel toe or step the feet closer together is good. We're going to take some circles with the trunk. So step the feet, hips distance apart, hands to hips, and then we're just going to circle the trunk, trying to keep the legs still. Circle the other way. And coming to neutral. So I'd like to try a balancing posture, a warrior C, where, earlier we were in a spinal balance and we had the right leg lifting behind. If we do the same thing with the left foot down, then it would be a warrior C. Of course, the arms would be different, and we need the arms to be different for the sake of balance. So we're going to start with the right foot forward and the left foot back, coming into a nice standing lunge here with the back heel lifted. And just experiencing the strength of the legs. As you're standing here, you start to sense that the glutes are really doing some work. And if you activate them, then you find a new sense of stability. And what we'll do is we'll first start with just hands here in a prayer position, because right here they create perfect symmetry, and it's easy to keep them in this position. They're closer to the body, so it's going to help us keep the center of gravity more controlled, I guess. We're going to start to take the trunk forward, and now we have more weight on the right leg. Lift off the left toes and begin to straighten the right leg. Now, come out of it for a moment and just see, did I lose control? And if I lost control, what did I need to activate in order to be there in a more stable way? So then keeping the back leg straight, once again, come forward into the right leg, which is bent to start. And you want to push into the right foot and begin to straighten the right leg as you lift the straight left leg. And maybe you are not all the way where the back is level with the leg. Maybe the trunk is a little lifted, or maybe they are level. Then we're going to come out of it. And we're going to go one more time forward. Keep the back leg lifted. Keep the toes pointing and spreading. Lift the leg as you straighten the right. And then we'll come out of it. All right, then let's switch. So left foot forward, right foot back. Good back body strengthening. So we find our lunge, and again, we notice the legs working. We keep that back leg straight so that even in the transition, it will never bend. It will just stay stiff like a stick. Then when you're ready, start to take the weight forward by just tilting the trunk, and then lift off the right toes and straighten the left leg, spreading the right toes. There's extension in the foot as opposed to flexion like we had earlier when we were on the knee. And we can slowly come out of it, or quickly, whatever happens. And then we'll try again. So remembering, what do I need to activate? Come forward, keep the right leg straight the whole time, straighten up the left leg. You don't have to straighten the left leg, but I find that it gives me more stability when I do. And we'll go ahead and come out of it. And one more. And then releasing out. Stepping forward, and then stepping the feet apart again. Bring the arms to a T. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, find a back bend. Exhale, fold down. Let's release down whatever way feels good to you. Just take about 5 breaths just to help lengthen what we were strengthening in that low back, so we have a good balance in the muscles. And take a deep breath in and out. And then come up halfway. We're going to come right down to a seat from here. So however you get there, find your way to seated. And actually, down to the belly. There's one more thing I really want to do to kind of like make this complete practice where we're doing a lot of back strengthening. We're going to come all the way down to the belly, and we're going to practice a bow posture today. So bring the forehead down. Earlier we were holding one foot at a time. Now we're going to bend both legs and hold both feet. Take a deep exhalation, and on the next inhalation, lift the head, the chest, belly, down. Take a deep breath in and out. Another set. When you're ready, inhaling, lifting. Just those 2 sets. Release the feet, palms down, rise up, come to child's posture. Deep breath in and out. And let's rise, seated. Going to take the left leg out to the left. Right foot will be central. Right leg will be left. Right from here, we'll start to hinge forward, and maybe there's a block in front of you, or you can kind of rest the forearms, or maybe the head. You're gonna keep the left foot flexed. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, rise. Bring the left leg forward now. Find length. Exhale, fold. Want to get another side bend in here. And then a good little twist. So let's take another deep breath. We're going to extend the left arm forward and then turn the hand out to hold the left foot. Take the right arm back, up and over to the left. Reach out. Exhale, fold into the left leg. Rise up. And then plant the right foot down next to the left leg. We're going to turn to the right now. So you can hold that leg in close and hug it in with the arms as you turn to the left. Right palm can be down, few fingers back. You can take that elbow outside of the leg. I notice that if I have my elbow outside of the thigh with my forearm down, I get a deeper twist. And it's kind of like a lever. It pushes down, pushes out really. And then let's come to center. All right, right leg out to the right, left foot into center. Right foot flexing. Exhale, release. We did some good work today. I feel like, geez, I could go another 10, 15 minutes, but we're gonna start wrapping it up. So feeling about 2 or 3 breaths here. Okay, rise, center, take that right leg forward. The arms up. Exhale, fold. Finding length. Releasing in. Take that right arm forward. Hold the right foot, left arm up. Behind, up and over. Inhale, rise. Face forward, left foot down. Twisting to the left. Set it up. And then we'll come to center. Okay. Just from center, from seated, work with your neck for a moment. Maybe circles or maybe lift an ear. About 4 more deep breaths. From center, lower all the way down. Want to take a quick little reclining pigeon to get the hip stretched up a little bit because we really did work with them today. So right foot on top of left thigh, hug the left leg in, take 5 deep breaths. Switch legs. release and come into Shavasana. Now those hips would be happy if you give them even more attention later. But for now, let's release the body completely. Take the feet to the corners of the mat, turn the toes away from each other. We'll relax the arms out to the sides. Palms flipped upwards. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release. And feel complete letting go. Maybe another forced exhalation or two, but then eventually just come to a gentle, unintentional breath that the body can do for you. You can simply rest and completely surrender so that there is no tension in the mind, no internal conflict of any sort, nor no sort of judgment or analyzing. But we release all of that mental work. We have released all of the body work. And we simply be right here. Before you change anything, just keep watching the breath, paying attention to the internal experience of the physical body and the external experience of the physical body as it is working with the atmosphere to keep your body breathing. Watching that connection, the inside and the outside, relating to each other in a real way. Begin to deepen the breath. Coming back to the body, start to move the body little by little, fingers, toes, mouth, eyes. Maybe the face starts to wiggle around and move. Maybe the head side to side. Gonna circle the arms behind, bring the feet closer together. Reach the belly button upwards as you point toes. And then exhale, knees into the chest, arms around them. We'll rock side to side. Feeling that the body is much more awake and alive. The mind is much more soothed and calm. Even if it was calm before, it's more like an alive alertness of the mind that isn't kind of dwelling in problems. Now we're going to rise up and come to seated. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Experiencing life moving through our bodies. Sounding Om in through the nose. Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.